Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's a little after 2 o'clock.
Got a little overzealous on the floor.
It's Monday. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We're live here at Toyota Field. We got 6 more games here starting tomorrow. And I don't know what you chugged, but it came out of the side right here down this little trail. And it's green, and it's chunky, and it's got little dark green chunks of green in it. And we've joked before about it like being grass. But that looks like you just drank grass. What is that stuff?
Yeah, it didn't go as well as I thought it would.
Dude, you ruined your... Hey, just tell someone you were playing tackle football or something, because you look like you got tackled in grass.
Kind of look like I got grass stains, right?
As grass stains. That part. This is a little different, but that's grass stain for sure.
That's a sales tactic I use during the end of the season, where I tell people, I say, hey, well, you know what? It's going to be 100 and... Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, my microphone was down. Wasn't down. Man, off to a heater today, dude. Off to a heater.
We got some good stuff today, don't we?
Dude, my shirt's ruined, man. You got another shirt I could borrow?
I might at my desk. I do have my Yovan shirt at the desk if you want to pop on.
I'm going to have to pop something on because this thing is disgusting. Yeah, no, I was going to chug it and kind of be aggressive, but then I squeezed it too hard, and then it came out of the sides, and I didn't want to quit.
You still got most of it down.
So then I kept going, but yeah.
I'll be honest, though, that side's way worse than this side. This side, it just looked like you had a little run down the side of your face, but you got it pretty bad.
No, I got it all over me. My wife's going to be like, what the hell happened to you today?
Polo shirts. It's a nice shirt.
It'll wash out. It's athletic greens. It'll wash out.
What are athletic greens? I don't know what that means.
That's a thing, man. You know, like if you just have a bad diet and you want to get all your green stuff, vegetables, all that, you just want to knock it out, daily value in one fell swoop, you chug a big bottle of green, and then you're good.
Where do you get that?
You just order it from like health food places or supplements, nutrients, vitamins, those places,
Sure.
Yeah. I like to take care of myself.
Looks like you got about 75% of your greens in today.
Dude. Yeah. The facial hair kind of looks like tree moss right now. So
just tell your clients, like you were saying earlier, just be like, look, until the end of the season, we put our hand in the dirt.
I said, hey, man, it might be the last couple. In fact, it might be the penultimate homestand of the season starting tomorrow. But by God, we're all out there trying to get this thing ready. I mean, I even got grass stains from being out on that field getting ready to show you the finest 6 games the Tennessee Valley has to offer here when it comes to AA baseball. So that's what I'm going with here. And not like I chugged a green drink on camera for one person. It was probably for you. It was probably the only person watching at that point. I like,
you know what? Even though we have people that they get in here and they watch us and everything else, it's nice when you do stuff just for me.
Yeah, that early. I mean, just for no reason, no reason at all. Ruined my shirt. Covered in green.
You use the word penultimate. I know that's your word you go to. Like, it's a good $5 word
I love
to
it.
Throw out there. I got one, too, I always use when you're talking about shortening something. Truncated.
Ooh.
Truncated's such a good one, man.
Dropping a nice truncated is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. When's the last time you used it?
Probably like that first week of the season when we only had 3 games. It's like, hey, it's the first homestand, but it's truncated. It's a truncated homestand because we only have 3 instead of 6.
That's good.
It's a good one.
That's good.
It's a great word.
Is that the last time you used it, though? I mean, it feels like
Yeah,
it'd be fresh in your head if you just
I used it on the
truncated
radio
on.
all the time when we'd have like shortened shows or shortened week. I used it on the radio. It was a great radio word. But yeah, I think that's probably the last time I've used it. I haven't had to use it in a long time.
Truncated feels like a word that should be about trunks.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not.
It's
not
not.
at all.
Uh-uh.
Nope. Not at all.
Welcome in everybody that's watching on the YouTube live. Anybody that's listening on the recorded audio, we appreciate you jumping in here with us as well. Now, I wanted to start us off with all of the great sports action we have going on right now. I know you might be listening to that and going, well, I mean, it's kind of the dead period right now. There's still things around here to find joy in. The one for us, obviously, would be we get to watch. Excuse me, I get emotional. We get to watch our little babies grow up, you know? And we got to watch we get to watch them grow up here faster than you do anywhere else, because here with the Angels, being an affiliate of the Angels, they call up their prospects so much faster to the show than other places do. And yet another trash panda not only left its nest and made its way to a higher league, it bypassed AAA, went straight to Major League Baseball. Noah Schanuel.
He almost bypassed minor league baseball altogether.
I mean, he played
like 25 games in the minors.
Between us, and he played like 2 or 3 games in low A or high A, whichever.
Yeah.
And then he came here. So Nolan Schanuel is an Angel, and you would expect something like that with a September call-up or something, but he got called up like the 18th, in the middle of August. And already he's had 12 at-bats. He's 3 for 12. He's hitting .250. The guy's a hitter, man. That's what he did here. That's what he did in college. In college, he was hitting like his senior year, hit like over 450, which is insane. And then he comes here, and after going like 5 for 6 in A baseball, single A baseball, he comes up to double A and plays 20-something games with us and hits pretty darn well. We talked about his batting stance last week. It was really, good contact. It wasn't any. He finally did have his 1 home run here at home, but he wasn't a power hitter by any means. It wasn't fly out deep into the outfield or it's a home run. It was a lot of contact, a lot of it ground ball contact that would find its way through some of the first and second basemen. And they had said, a lot of the analysts going into that draft and exiting the draft, that Nolan Schanuel was one of, if not the most Major League Baseball ready hitters in that 2023 draft. And we're already starting to see it. 3 for 12, batting .250 already, hitting 25% of his plate appearances. So love to see him open the show. Jordan Adams, speaking of a former trash panda, I think he's now back at AAA, but he got his first Major League Baseball hit before he exited as well this past weekend. So another great weekend for former Pandas.
Will you remember me? I will remember you. Don't let your life pass you by. Something's I remember, man. Dude, I barely even got to know old Nolan.
I know. He did an interview with Josh like right before he got called up too.
I think I said 2 words to him. Hey, Nolan. That was it.
I said his name a bunch up here, but that's about it.
He did a hey.
Oh, was he a finger gun?
No, I'm just doing that. Just to add something to it because our interactions with each other were so short. Hell of a player, though, man.
Yeah.
I loved watching him those week.
It hurts to lose a
week and a half.
Hurts to lose a bat like that we've had, but I'll tell you, man, somebody around the same time that Nolan was drafted has come on so strong, and that's Sonny D. We still have Sonny D, and that was a guy exiting last year who you're like, okay, he's still got a ways to go in his professional baseball career. Didn't see him for a good portion of the season this year. We get him, slow start, and the next thing you know, he's become one of our most reliable guys. Even before some of these, even before Nolan got called up, being able to have both of them in a lineup as a DH and a first baseman was great. So it still hurts losing Nolan, but knowing Sonny D's still there with his bat that's been as hot as it is, that's still a good sign. And I'll say this about the Trash Pandas. It's going to be a big uphill battle to make the playoffs because they're still 7.5 games behind the Smokies. They just played them 6 on the road and split the series. Heck of a job to split that series. I mean, you're losing guys every single week to injury or to the major leagues, and you were able to go toe-to-toe with who I think is the best team in the Southern League this year. I think the Smokies they're going to get in. They're not in the playoffs yet, but they're going to get in as long as they stay ahead of the Trash Pandas. Since the Lookouts won the first half, it doesn't matter where they finish; they're in the playoffs. So the Smokies finish 1 or 2, which they're likely going to. I think they're going to win it all. They are such a good baseball team. It has been a little different since guys like Pete Crow Armstrong have been called up. So I haven't seen them since Pete Crow Armstrong was here. That the last time we saw them here, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were still very good. Still a very good baseball team. But it was a heck of a job to split that series with them.
It was, man. This team has had a lot of movement. Pete was on that Tennessee team for like 5 months, man.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had a single dude on this team for 5 months. Maybe Brett Carey. Maybe
like a Bryce Teodosio.
Maybe Bryce.
Yeah.
We got a few.
David Calabrese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3. You think anybody else?
I don't know. Sonny, no. We haven't had him that long. Trying to work through the infield now. Gabe Matthews, been here a minute.
Did Jose start off in AAA, Jose Gomez? He started off here. Kyron Paris, he started here.
I don't remember if Jose was here or not.
Few core guys, but
yeah, Kyron's another good one.
Man, that for when we had it, that Shanuel, Teixeira, Tucker Flint, 3, 4, 5.
Flint's another bat that's really picked up.
Man, I was looking at that going, hey, the Pandas next year, if this team's back together, that's going to be a good-looking 3, 4, 5 part of the lineup. And, Shanuel's a guy who instantly started getting hits, not only in single A, but here on double A, to the point where now he's with the Angels, as you heard the news over the weekend. That was what people expected out of Sonny D when he got here. They expected him fresh off the SEC Player of the Year to just go in there and start dominating. And that wasn't the case, man. I mean, he needed some work. And now almost a year from the time of when he was sent here as a rookie, you're starting to see the Sonny D that everyone expected. So, I mean, there were a lot of critics out there on my guy. All right, it was easy to get on him. But he's proven a lot of people wrong right now. And it's awesome to see. And it's something where if you didn't see it soon from a guy who's known for how well he sees the ball and hits it, it makes you more worrisome,
Yeah. Well, speaking of how fast it was and how little we had Nolan, here is a good timeline from the press release on August 18th on Friday when he got called up. He played 16 games for the Trash Pandas. I think we got to see him for like 2 homestands. Played 16 games for the Trash Pandas. He hit .339, by the way, which was awesome. He got called up to the parent club just 40 days after being drafted. So that's 40 days he spent in rookie ball, and then he spent playing for, again, he was in single-A baseball for like 3 games, and then he came up here. 40 days from being drafted to being in the show. And then now he becomes the 25th former Rocket City player to make his Major League Baseball debut, and his 24th that made it for the Angels. And I would imagine that 26, at some point, Jeremiah Jackson will get a shot in the future somewhere else, since he's not with us anymore.
Man, that is just bananas. That dude in May was playing for Florida Atlantic.
It's crazy.
In May. You
Crazy.
know what we were doing in May? The same thing we're doing right now.
Ben Joyce was throwing 103 miles an hour here right after college last year, and it still took him like a month into this season to get called up to Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
This dude's gone after 40 days of being drafted. It's insane. He will be he is the 8th player this season to make his debut that was a former Trash Pan.
And he batted leadoff, did he not? The lineup I saw had him batting first.
For the Angels.
Yeah.
I thought you meant for us. He was like a 3-hitter here.
No, I know what he batted
Sorry,
for us.
I thought you were asking.
I'm at the games too.
Yes, he was a leadoff for the Angels. So
right. So man,
I don't know where
life comes at you fast.
I don't know where he'll start next year. I don't know how that's all going to shake out.
I thought for sure he was going to stay here the rest of the year and then
too.
Start off here.
I thought he would stay here the
sure.
rest of the year, but if he was steady hitting 340 by the end of the year, I figured he'd start in AAA next year.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the rest of this season is going to shake out for him, but I know you have 2 constants that were former Trash Pandas that will be Angels next year, and that will be Zach Neto, Logan O'Hoppe for sure. Oh, and also Reed Detmer still. I would imagine Ben Joyce, when he gets healthy, will still be there. Still don't know what's going to happen with Trey Cabbage. I thought he was playing well in L.A. before he got called back down to AAA. He's still there. That's a piece that's a little older, but still hits like a madman. So I don't know what you do with that guy. That's a guy who feels like he's an MLB-ready piece that could be moved or could be moved up to the show. But yeah, you coming back next year here, trying to think about some of the guys we could still have. You talk about a pretty good lineup, but Flint continues to develop with his bat the way he has. Sonny with his bat. Kyron Paris, another guy that you still don't know what they're. He feels like he is a very good Double-A player. Very good Double-A players that are young and talented don't typically stay around too long. So I don't know whatever happens with him either, but I hope to have him back at some point. Calabrese probably needs some work.
No way we get Kyron Paris back.
Right. I mean,
no way.
I'm surprised we've had him as long as we have.
No way. Yeah.
Because Jordan was part of that team last year. He left us. Jeremiah Jackson has been traded, unfortunately. And then now Kyron Paris, he's the last piece left from that. And Zach Neto went up to the show. He's the last piece left of that infield that moved around a lot last year. That was such a great – man, I missed that middle infield so much last year. You had – before Zach Neto even got here, you had Jordan Adams. You had who plays in the outfield, but you had Jordan Adams was here. I believe he played a little bit of everywhere. Then you had, of course, Kyron Paris. You had Jeremiah Jackson, and then when Neto got here, he was strictly on second base. And you also had Levon Soto, who was a fantastic middle infielder. So that's probably the other piece I was thinking of. So you had that was a hell of a middle infield last year that we had, and it wasn't even just three guys. It was guys that could come in off the from the dugout that they got days off. So.
Yeah, they got a lot of good middle infielders in this organization, so it'll be interesting to see where that is. I mean, like you said, Neto there. What about Soto? Do they keep him? Do they trade him? Does Paris become that next guy? I mean, look at Caro. We were talking about O'Hoppe, and we said this for the longest time. Like, O'Hoppe's the guy in the organization at catcher. But Caro's like the top-rated prospect. What's going to happen there? Now he's in the White Sox organization, so... Wouldn't surprise me if we saw another movement there from either Neto or Paris.
I don't know what the comments look like either, but I don't know if anybody is looking at us going, well, duh. I mean, it's the course of a 6-month season. Your roster is going to change. 2021, 2022 did not move like it did this year.
The COVID year where you were allowed to move more to accommodate the positive testing, I feel like didn't have as many moves as what we had this year.
You're talking about – we've just been talking about the guys that have moved up to – the show, and we didn't even bring up a guy like Chase Stillseth, who was with us last year and left, but Colton Ingram, we didn't bring him up. We didn't bring up all of the guys that were traded. Jeremiah was traded, but also Kai Bush was traded, and Edgar Caro, like you mentioned, was traded. We've had guys like Kevin Maiton who got released. So, I mean, we've had, whether they've been released, traded, called up to AAA, like Orlando Martinez is up there at AAA now, or called up to their major league club. We had so many different dudes move this season. It's been crazy. It's definitely been the most here in the Rocket City. Last year was nowhere near this much. 2021 was nowhere near this much.
Well, and plus, you got to look at the pro team. What's going on there? You got the Shohei drama. You got the, will they make a run for the playoffs? Do they still have a window? Or can they re-sign him? Do they need to show something to him that they can be a contender years to come? I know a lot of people are saying, what's up with the Shanuel call-up? Is this a Hail Mary? What's the issue? What's going on here? I just think the Angels have their own way of running their minor league program. And we've seen so many dudes get called up straight from Double-A to the show. They just they use their different stops differently. And 2 years in a row that they've used draft picks very early on. Last year we were the only team that I think had any guys drafted playing at the Double-A level. We had 3. So they operate quick around here. I'm just looking at the transaction page on our website, and
I forgot that Victor Medeiros went up to play, have his cup of coffee in the show, and then came right back.
I'm trying to get the opening day roster.
Crazy. That's crazy. While you're looking at that, we can definitely go to the other sports stuff that's been going on in the area. A big one happened in Nashville this weekend, and I really can't speak much of it because not only do I not have Apple TV and I couldn't watch it, I wasn't there. Like one of our own was. You got to watch Lionel Messi in person in Nashville play for Inter Miami, and it was the final of whatever cup they have going on. I know it's not technically like the MLS or like their MLS Cup or anything like that. So Miami's still like last place or whatever in the MLS, but they got to play this cup and they made it to the final against Nashville in Nashville. And you were not only there, you were sitting right behind the goal where Lionel Messi scored.
I was up in that thing, dude. 5th row, right behind the goal of the 2023 Leagues Cup. Oh.
Question.
Yep.
What's the League Cup?
Great question. Because a week ago, I had that same question. What's a Leagues Cup, and why does it sound like the world's most generic award for anything? We have a league. We should also have a cup. What shall we call it? How about the Leagues Cup? Genius. Write it down.
I put my hand down. That was a good one.
Print it. I was going to say, the International Soccer Championship. No. Leagues Cup. That's really good. That's good. The American Challenge. No. Leagues Cup. We're going to go with that. That's what we got. The biggest, soccer player that's ever lived coming to Nashville, Tennessee to play for a trophy in a sport that this country's never cared more about than right now, Leagues Cup.
Was the trophy? I imagine, since it's such a vague general description of a cup, I would imagine that the trophy was just like one of those little league trophies you get with a little soccer ball on top.
It looked like the thing in the middle of a dining room table of a model house in a neighborhood, like the one they show people. Like, yeah, so this is what the Sunseeker model looks like. Long living room here. Nice dining area, and it's got that funny little bowl with handles on it, and it's shiny there in the middle. That's what the Leagues Cup looks like. Looks like someone busted into a Pier 1 Imports, just ripped something out of the middle of the room and goes, "What about this?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's shiny, bring it on over."
And since Ricky was at that game this past weekend, you can see Ricky here for the next, 80, 90 days in a row working overtime to pay for that ticket, I would imagine.
Bud. I think my brother had an idea. He said, I'm going to take advantage of the market here.
Smart. He lives in Nashville, right?
Lives in Nashville. We got Lionel Messi. If you don't follow international soccer, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. It gets thrown around a lot, but when it's for this guy, it matters. Tom Brady, Messi, same level of greatness. Maybe higher.
Wait.
I'm not going to be the one I'm not going to start that fight. I'm not going to start that, but some people would. Okay. So he decides, I'm going to buy 3 tickets. I'm going to sell 2 of them, and then I'll make so much money off those 2 that, like, I'm watching for free. If I buy 3 weeks of a timeshare and I sell 2 of them, I'm vacationing for free. That was the idea here. Only problem is the market totally hosed him. He paid above market price for those tickets, and then the second he hit confirm on that order, the market went down a few hundy, and then it just sat. And then he found out, because he's never done this, that when you resell things, the price that the person pays to buy your ticket is not the amount of money that you receive as the seller.
Oh, no.
That's including fees and whatever. And, Ticketmaster guy up there is going, hey, let's go. Hey, don't forget, hey, what are you doing over there? And you're like, hey, but I already charged fees for the ticket and sold it once. Why do we need? Don't ask questions, okay? Just, hey, give me my 20%. Move it along, okay? Don't make me have to hurt you. All right, fair enough, whatever. So you sell a ticket for $500, you might make like $350 or whatever. It's crazy. Like the ticket selling game is crazy, but whoever is on the money end is doing very well. You can sell fees on a ticket. You can sell it 7 times before anyone ever gets it. There's going to be fees and stuff attached to all 7 sales. It's an amazing marketplace.
That's a lot of tax.
It really makes me, as
math.
a guy like me and you, working in a business that sells tickets, just makes me think, like, why are we not on the dark side? Let's just go over there and just sell the same ticket over and over again and recharge them. It's genius.
Sir, technically, you never even bought a ticket. You just bought the fees for the ticket. Now you can buy the ticket.
For another $40, you can have the ticket. You've already put down $750 worth of fees. That has guaranteed you a right to buy the ticket.
That's right.
Now, that's yours. You can have that. We'll just need another $40, and then the processing fee is $15.99, so that's gonna be $55.90. And then what zip code are you? Well, I mean, it's not a state sales tax, but that county actually has their own. That's a 3%. That's going to be another 219 on. We'll take care of you though. So, Buddy he laid an egg out there on the ticket market, and so I wasn't going to go to the game. I knew that he had tickets. He reaches out to me, he goes like, "Hey man, like, how much would you pay for it? Like, how much would you pay for one of these?" And I'm like, "Man, this, I don't know, I feel for him." And then part of me is like, "Man, I bet it'd be pretty cool to go." But then the other part of me is like, "That's a whole lot of dough."
Let me ask you, did he hook you up or did he turn into Ticketmaster guy too? And like, hey, whoa, hey, buddy, right over here.
No, he hooked me up. He hooked me up. And I offered to, I'll take a nosedive with you on this one. Let's try to, this is going to be a great thing. We're going to talk about this forever, like whatever.
You almost didn't make it to the game, right? Like you almost got killed in the pregame by the warm-up.
I'll get to that, yeah. I don't know if I'd say it.
You almost died.
Someone did. I almost witnessed a death. But yeah, so whatever. He sells the third ticket. He pays a ton of money to go see this game. I pay a pretty good amount too. This guy over here, he's got the best deal out of all of us. This guy that waited 2 hours before him was like, yeah, he's got the best situation. So we go. We're ready to get into the gates right when it opens. 6:30 for an 8 o'clock game. We want to get in there, see warm-ups, just soak in the whole moment, man. Because there's like a buzz in the air. You can feel it. It's like a celebrity affair. You don't get this with soccer in America.
It's also a very fresh new park too, right?
I do 30,000 sold out for soccer in Nashville.
I've seen pictures. I haven't actually been there. I hear it's a really pretty park.
It's awesome too because it's built like in England. Not all of them, but like. There's all the big city team, London, whatever, they got the big arenas or whatever. But when you got these little cities that like sometimes a stadium is just built right in between a bunch of houses or like right in the middle of the community. So the stadium doesn't have a whole lot of room, so it's just built up and like the end line is right here, 2 yards, fans. And it's straight up. That's how this park is. Like it's just squeezed into a little part of Nashville and it's end line, 2 yards, fans, straight up. So it's loud, and you're right there, and we get in there during warm-ups, and I notice there's a guy over by the tunnel where the players are going to come out. He's got like this gray sweatsuit, and he's very tall. His head is above everybody else's significantly, and he's filming people, and they're filming him back, and I'm like, this is a lot of filming going on for this guy to not be a big deal. It was Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, wow.
NBA MVP. And I believe part owner, two-time MVP?
I believe he's a two-time MVP.
And I believe he's also a one-time part owner of Nashville. Can you Google that?
Sure.
Nashville or Miami? Reese Witherspoon she's a part owner of the Nashville team. I know that she got to drop the ball before the Leagues Cup. Because when you go to a Leagues Cup, if you don't see Reese Witherspoon, you go ahead and get my refund ready to go now. You know what I mean? So Giannis was there. And I think Giannis was with his brother. I know he's got a brother because I see his name's on the roster, but he's not very good, so he doesn't play much. But I think it was his brother because he's very tall, too.
Giannis has part ownership in Nashville.
Nashville, there it is. So they go out onto the field, and then Giannis decides, me and my brother, we're going to kick some PKs. We're going to hit some penalty kicks. And I'm fifth row behind the goal, so I notice Giannis is coming right over to the goal. He's going to start kicking the ball into the crowd. I'm like, this is awesome, dude. This is awesome. He goes up there, and he's got big feet. And,
yeah, I would say so. He's like 7 foot tall. So.
He's like a gigantic human being. Sorry, I kicked the wire right there for the microphone. So he's like a gigantic human being, and he's kind of soft kicking it. He's not really giving it his all. And me, I'm in the crowd. For a day and a half, I've been thinking, like, anybody who gets in my catch radius is going to catch an elbow to the face because I'll fight for this ball. I'll do whatever I have to do. I'm coming home with a ball. I want a ball. I'm a fifth row. Like I'm second goalie. I'm right outside the post. All right. And so Giannis starts kicking him, and then he starts kicking him a little harder, and then you can tell like he wants to put one in the upper 90. He wants to be a video game soccer player now, except He's 7 feet tall, and he plays basketball. And he kicks it, and he kicks the crap out of it, dude. And it goes right over the pole, and it's slicing like this. And there's this little girl sitting in front of me, like right there. Totally unoblivious there's a 7-foot man kicking penalty kicks as hard as he can. Right behind her. And she's just, there's a lot of people here. So I go, woo! And the dad, for this little girl, she has no idea, but it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. A skill that you'll probably acquire very soon, which are like reflexes that don't even make sense because it's just some regular looking dude. Nothing. He's looking over here, and that ball is screaming, and I saw it the whole way because I'm over here. I'm playing second goalie, right? And then I realized this one's curling. It's not coming in, but it is going right at this little girl, and this dad just goes and just throws a fist up right in front of his little girl's face, and the ball shoots over there and whatever, and they get back to it. But she has no idea. He's looking over here and notices, and like Iron Man, dude.
That's so cool.
It was insane. Deflected it out of the way and saved this little girl's life.
That is so cool.
And then 2 shots later, there was a lady like 3 rows up who did not have her dad with her, and she got smushed.
Oh.
Dude, and it hit off her head, and it went like 40 rows back because it was kicked by a 7-foot professional athlete, you know? Ah, that poor lady. Her tooth flew out, and then it chipped in midair, and there's tooth particles, and there's tooth shrapnel, and people are they're flicking it out of their beers. It was crazy.
And then on top of that, like you can't keep the balls, can you?
Then you can't keep it. Then you had to throw it back. So that stinks.
And then the grand finale is Lionel Messi scored a goal right in front of your face.
Oh man, dude. I don't even know what minute it was. I did a lot of pre-gaming for this game. I was so excited. This was like the best ever. And I guess like the 20th or the 40th minute, give or take. It would happen in the 20th minute, give or take 25 minutes. And oh man, and if you know anything about him, you know I've watched him since I was in high school back in his Barcelona days. You know, he get that ball, he make a couple moves, and then before you know it, he's firing one in the top of the net, right in the corner, curling it, and that's exactly what happened. He got the ball at the top of the box. He made a couple moves. He made some Americans look silly just with that little kick. Before you even know it, it's in the back of the net. My brother, he's jumping, he's freaking out. He goes. His voice is cracking. He's like, I can't believe he did it. He doesn't even sound like himself. I'm like, what's happening right now? And I'm jumping. And then also we got the third guy right here that we sold the ticket to. Turns out to be a 14-year-old Mexican boy. His uncle is somewhere in the ballpark. I don't know where, but he pointed to him over there. He said, my uncle's over here. Because when he first came over, there's a little 14-year-old Mexican boy with a bowl cut who comes sits next to me. And he doesn't speak English very well, and he just comes over, and he's kind of like he's real jittery, dude. He looks like Henry Hill at the end of Goodfellas when like he's got to make the sauce, but he's also got to like do a bunch of other stuff. He's got all his guns, and he's looking at it. He's got the helicopter up there. Like the kid's like real on edge. Like he's waiting for this game to like he's got $1,000 right now. Like he's got his college tuition, riding on the game. And, hey, doing all this, and we're talking to him, and at first I'm like, this guy's kind of annoying, and he goes, Messi? I go, yeah, hey, Messi, huh? And I bought a Messi shirt. I go, hey, Messi. He goes, yeah. I'm like, what? How did this guy get down here?
It's funny. I want to go back to the reflection, or not reflection, but the reflexes that you were talking about.
Yeah.
With the dad, I had a little bit of that this weekend too, and it just like you don't know what's happening, like you're just kind of reacting, you're not thinking about it. My wife brought it up to me. We took Oliver to Let's Play Huntsville yesterday for the first time, and they have like an area for kids that are between 1 and 4 years old, and they don't stand over there and check the age, but there's obviously Kid's a lot older, probably double that age.
You're saying
running
this be
around
checking IDs, huh?
there. But Oliver's over there, and it takes him
Unbelievable.
like 2 seconds to warm up. He gets up. Remember that cute little video I showed you where he like took 5 steps and then fell down?
Yep.
Yeah, that lasted 2 days. Now he's walking. He's walking everywhere. So he gets in there, he gets up. He just can't change direction. Like he can walk straight line as many steps as you want to, but as soon as he has to do this, he falls down.
Ah.
But he's walking, he's playing on all this stuff, but he very clearly wants to get in the ball pit. And the ball pit, from the time we get there, is absolutely packed. And I can't get him in the front of this thing because even when kids start leaving it, there's like a group of parents just standing in front of it talking. But you can go up this big like obstacle thing just to slide down into the ball pit. So I take him up there, we slide down into the ball pit, and then more kids start coming in there, start throwing stuff around and everything. And I have my eyes on him the whole time. But I'm on one slide, sitting on the slide so no one can slide on top of him. And there are kids in front of him and to the side of him throwing balls and like kicking and running around. And there are kids sliding down next to me. And every time while I'm looking at him, just like as soon as I hear a noise, like you put your hand out or you go like this because balls are being thrown in the air. Or as soon as you hear like you hear anything, you hear a kid breathing, you're like, you shift. It's just, it kicks in. It's instinct, dude.
It looked like it. This dad, I mean, was not paying attention.
That's
at all.
crazy.
And which I was ready to do for the 14-year-old boy that I adopted for 3 hours who was sitting next to me. Because at first, dude, all right, so like this guy didn't speak English very good. Or at least that's what he portrayed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, because like I was going to try to talk to him and be like, man, this guy's going to be sitting next to us. So I want to see what his story is right here. He's wearing an Orlando City soccer jersey. Neither of those teams are playing. I want to know what's going on with this guy. His uncle's here somewhere. I think. And so we're sitting there with that guy, and I make a joke to my brother because I've already given up on the kid. I'm like, whatever, he's not going to understand anything. And I make a little joke to my brother, and he laughs. And I notice a little kid to my right, he kind of giggles, and I go, oh, what? Oh, you know enough English to think that was funny? He's like, yeah, maybe. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, all right. So then I look at my brother, and I go, hey, I think I kind of like the little kid over here. He's kind of cool. And so, we start, hanging out with him a little more. And then Messi scores that goal. And when it does, like I said, my brother's voice is cracking. I'm going nuts. The 14-year-old Mexican boy, he's going crazy. He's looking up to his uncle, maybe. I don't know. Hey, look,
You keep saying that. Like, is his uncle in heaven? Because he keeps looking up at his uncle and pointing.
I don't know. He
that
just
was
kept,
for you, T.O.
He goes, oh, my uncle's over there. But, like, who just lets I don't.
He had to buy a separate ticket.
I didn't ask many questions. I didn't care. Hey.
Fair. It's not your responsibility.
Is his uncle there? Is he not? I don't care. Is he really a 14-year-old kid? Is he a 29-year-old man?
Dude, could be. You remember that
happens
from the World Cup that it looked like a kid taking a drag off that cigarette. Turned out he was like a 35-year-old dude.
Yeah. So I didn't know what was going on. He doesn't know English. He's laughing at jokes. Then when I call him out, he's like, hey, you got me. I don't know. So anyways, so Messi scores, and so me and I got my arm around my brother. I got my arm around the 14 to possibly 29-year-old Mexican kid and/or grown man, and we're jumping up and down. We're going, and he's going, Messi, and I'm going, you think you know more than you really know? And he's like, what, no, blah. And I'm like, okay. And my brother's like, and then we got done celebrating, man. And it was one of those moments of like, it's just pure bliss,
Yeah.
You just, it's one of those just emotions. If you could bottle it up and carry it with you forever, you would. But you can't. You just got to remember it through the memories, your 30-year-old brother and your 14 to 29-year-old adopted Mexican son or cousin, depending on the uncle situation.
That's true. Good point. What a time.
It was awesome, dude. It was a good game. But get this, too. I got another thing. So, I like to do a little sports wagering from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And did you watch the Miami-Nashville soccer game?
I don't have Apple TV.
You didn't see any of it, though, afterwards or whatever?
Saw the highlights.
The game went to penalty kicks, which if you're tied in 90 minutes in the Leagues Cup, which I'm sure you know the rules because it's the Leagues Cup. Everyone talks about it. It's got a rich history. The Leagues Cup doesn't play extra time. So once you play 90 and you're tied, you go straight to PKs.
Wow, okay.
Sudden death.
Did not know that.
Except it wasn't sudden. There were 22 of them. But you don't play extra time on those. So the PKs came, and before they got there, Miami had a chance to win it 2-1 in regular time. And the dude driving the ball for Miami, he chipped the goalie. So the goalie had already gone for the ball, missed. And the guy with the ball hopped to the goalie, and the ball's dribbling towards the post. And this guy from Miami's about to slide in there, kick it in, and literally hit a buzzer beater. It's already stoppage time, 3 minutes. It's in the 92nd minute, 45 seconds. Like, this is it. And I made a bet that day, a 5-game soccer parlay. All 4 games I bet before that were won. And so all I needed was Inter Miami to win in regulation. I went $150 on a $5 bet. So, like, I mean, crazy odds. And this dude chips the goalie, hops him, slides to go kick it in, and misses.
Oh, my God.
And the game's over, man. Game's over.
Oh.
We're going
Going to extra
We're going
time.
to extra where they still won, but the thing is,
It wasn't regulation.
it was in PKs, so I still lose. I got to get that video, dude. Because if you talk about bad beats, like, bro, that's a bad beat.
That's brutal.
Homie had the buzzer beater.
Oh.
And right there I lost.
Well, now that that's over, I don't know what like soccer has going on after that, but we still have a month and a half of baseball left before we even get to the baseball playoffs. And you kind of get to this point, you know who the leaders are in the MVP race, you know which teams are doing well, which teams need to make a push. There's not a lot new. You're just kind of waiting to get to the playoffs and see what you got. But then you have a guy like Bryson Stott for the Phillies. Did you see this weekend?
Bryson who?
Bryson Stott came out there in honor of the Little League World Series, which is going on. He had a bat that didn't look like a baseball bat. Looked like a number 2 pencil.
Oh, dude, I did see that going around. Is that real?
I thought it was fake, too. That's a real thing.
You can't wear a glove with white stitching in it, but you can have a baseball bat that looks like a number 2 pencil?
Yeah, forget the like. I wish that was more of a normalized thing. Could you imagine how creative and cool those bats could be in Major League Baseball if you could do something?
Well, you won't
like
have
that?
to imagine very long because the bat game's about to get nuts.
Dude. At the number.
This is like This is like the interception trophy when it hit college football, and then everyone had a new one within a season. This is about to get crazy.
And you can go pretty like they can get pretty off the wall, but this is a very like crazy for the beginning of this, a crazy yet simple idea of just a number 2 pencil.
It
looks awesome.
It looks so good. Like that eraser looks like it would
looks
erase. That doesn't look like wood,
Right.
except for the part that's supposed to look like wood.
So I thought that was pretty
What would be your bat design?
Man, I knew that this question was going to come up earlier, and I was trying to think of it, and I didn't have anything. You know, I figured you'll have some cool stuff, like on Star Wars night, you might have some lightsaber bats or something. It could look pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. But something as simple and original as that, I don't know. But that is such a cool idea.
Lightsaber would be pretty sweet.
It'd be pretty dope.
Oh, man. You do so much cool stuff. The number 2 pencil, though, would not be something you would think of. Like,
Right.
if someone asked you that question, but then you see it and you're like, that's pretty cool.
It's hard to beat that.
That's pretty cool right there. I'd get I'd get one of those Uniball pens. I like those are good. With the ink in it. And then when I
Ooh.
tipped it, the air bubble moved.
That'd be
What?
Dude, you're paying premium for a bat you're going to break in about 3 at bats.
The bat is not going to be very good at baseball. In fact, it's going to smear ink everywhere.
The bat budget's pretty tough. That bat budget would be pretty tough.
Yeah. I don't know if that one's realistic, actually.
And then we also had this weekend an actual exciting baseball. But I don't know if Bryson Stott had a hit or not. I have no idea. I just saw his bat. But then you had a guy like Ellie De La Cruz, which we've seen here. I sent you that screenshot from my Facebook a year ago. This past weekend, he hit that 491-foot home run over our batter's eye. And then he's in Major League Baseball tearing it up. The very next day, he goes out there and hits a Little League home run, in which I believe it was the right fielder who was assessed with an error on the play, but he ends up making it all the way around. And people in the comments are like, someone shares it. I think it was John Boy that shared it. He was like, oh, Ellie hits in a Little League home run. And everyone's like, that's not a home run. The right fielder, there's at least one error on the play. It's not a home run. And completely missing the fact that it's baseball slang, and a Little League home run is exactly that. It's when a batter records a hit and then ends up scoring on that same play because of one or more errors. That's Little League home run because that happens in Little League all the time. So that got me thinking, and I was like, there is so much baseball slang out there, and a lot of it is recognized by, Major League Baseball. Baseball's been around for, it feels like 300 years. It's been around a long time. And it got me thinking, what slang is out there that you do know and you don't know. So I'm not going to go through all of these because there's like 150 of them, and they're all in alphabetical order, so I'll try to skip around. But I want to know how much baseball slang you know. So I'm going to read the description that Major League Baseball has for these slang terms, and you tell me what the slang term actually is. We'll start off easy for you so you kind of understand, everybody kind of understands the game that's going on. Tell me the term for a team's number one starting pitcher.
That would be an ace.
Correct. All right, you got the hang of it. All right. Just want to make sure.
Oh, okay, good thing we got the training wheels off with that one.
A double play that begins with the third baseman and goes to second and then goes to first.
A 6-4-3.
I
No, 5-4-3.
I mean, technically that's correct, but we're looking for the slang term for that, which would be around the horn.
Oh, God.
It's called going around the horn.
It's 5-4-3, though, right?
If it goes to the second baseman, yes.
Yeah.
I think it just meant like it went to second base, whether it be shortstop or the second baseman. But yes.
I got you. Okay.
All right. Let's see. I thought I could scroll through these a lot faster. I'm not trying to do all of them in alphabetical order, so let's see. Oh, here you go. A ground ball that hits in front of or off of home plate and hops over the infielder's head.
Dude, can you do it the other way where you give me the term and then I have to guess what it is?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that would be easier because I don't even know where to start with that one.
This one's called the Baltimore Chop.
You name one time you've ever heard anyone talk about the Baltimore Chop.
MLB.com has it as a Baltimore Chop.
I haven't worked in baseball very long, but I've been here for 3 full baseball seasons. I've never heard of a Baltimore Chop.
You clearly never worked in Baltimore either.
Hey, we work in the Southern League, I guess. In the Atlantic Coast League, is that like... Are they that league's run by the Baltimore Chop, pal?
I feel like we have seen a couple of Baltimore Chops here over the last 2 homestands. I just never knew that that's what they were called.
I'm going to go use that around the office around some of our more baseball-inclined staff members. And if they give me a, then that's not real.
The MLB.com recognizes
Baltimore Chop.
All right, here you go. I'm going to give you the term, and you give me what it is. Can you tell me what a banjo hitter is?
Banjo hitter.
Yeah, what is a banjo hitter?
Banjo hitter is a guy that doesn't wear shoes when he's in the batter's box.
Not only is that probably against the rules, that is incorrect.
Oh. What is it then, smart guy?
Any other guesses?
No.
I have the answer in front of me. I know what it is. So I'm going to get it right. Money say I would put money on me.
I bet you won't.
A banjo hitter is a hitter who notches a lot of bloop hits without hard contact. Not bloopers.
Look at old Banjo over there. He ain't hit a square one all year. And he ain't got no shoes on.
Dirt tearing up all his feet.
Boy, no wonder he ain't getting no solid hits. His feet they're bleeding. His feet are killing him.
That's not plantar fasciitis. You're just stepping on hard dirt.
Buddy. Something. Thick socks. Maybe start there. Work your way up to shoes. I don't know.
Here's a couple I can give you here. What's a basket catch?
Basket catch. That's a catch you make like this.
Yeah.
With your hand
the glove
downward,
is near your belt.
Glove towards belt.
Correct. What's a batter's eye?
I used to do a lot of basket catches as a kid.
Yeah.
Coaches didn't like that. Batter's eye. That is that big old green thing over there that in the first season a lot of people thought was a video board.
A solid colored, uncluttered area beyond the center field wall that is in the hitter's line of sight when looking out at the pitcher.
I didn't know what the purpose of a batter's eye was until I started working for the Trash Pandas.
Same. A lot of MLB clubs, like, they have that just vacant area in center field. It's like a garden. Some put a pond out there and stuff. We just have an actual batter's eye.
I know. I just never thought.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? What is it? Nothing.
Same. And I also was wondering, I'm like, how many people are going to think that's a video board?
A lot of people were like, so what are you guys showing on that board? And it's like, well, nothing. It's a fence.
I have heard this term several times this season, But what is a bonus baby?
A bonus baby
Mm-hmm.
is like my buddy Kevin. Like he's got 3 brothers, and they're all like way older than him. You know what I mean? He was the bonus.
Is it an accident?
Yeah, he was the bonus baby. Like his oldest brother's like 53 years old. You know, like that doesn't. Nobody gets married and says let's start a family and let's make sure we have 3 of them real early and then 1 like 15 years later.
Close. You're very close.
I was close.
A bonus baby is a young player who received a large signing bonus when he became a pro. So close.
Close. Almost had it. Almost had it.
Do you know what a Bronx cheer is?
A Bronx cheer is a boo.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. All right. What's Bush League?
Bush League. That means you did something that's deemed as like classless. Like, oh, that guy slid into second. He wiped out the guy's legs while he was fast. Bush League, pal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amateur play or behavior.
Yeah.
Can of corn.
Can of corn. That's an easy fly ball right there. I'm going to catch that.
Can of corn. Can of corn, I'll be fine.
I got that. Can of corn all day.
Can of corn.
Why is it called that? Does it say?
A fly ball to the outfield that is easy to catch.
No, I get the definition. I'm saying why call it a can of corn?
Doesn't give me the background of them.
I bet back in the early days before they had baseballs, I bet they used cans of corn.
I bet you could. I doubt. Bet you could look up the description and see why it's
I
called
like
that.
how you took it for a fact. For a second, I bet they. No,
It took a second to
actually,
hit.
that just sounds stupid.
Took a second to hit. Speaking of sounded stupid, what is a catbird seat?
Catbird seat is the best seat
Like
because
a seat?
it's guarded by birds.
That's a really good guess.
Mm-hmm.
Really good guess. Catbird seat is when a team is in a desirable situation in a game.
See, the best spot possible. Told you. Told you.
All right, let's see. There were some good ones down here at the bottom. Let me go to the bottom. Let's see.
What is a Baltimore chop? I don't know, but I think I got an uncle serving 15. I think he Baltimore chopped a guy at a subway station once.
What is a yacker?
A yacker. Yacker is a heckler, but one that's not any good, and they haven't realized that
It's a
they're
heckler
not
in
good.
the South.
And they just don't shut up. And no one likes what they're doing.
Okay, that can be yacker definition A, but definition B is a curveball.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
What's a worm burner?
Worm burner is a ball hit very hard along the ground.
Correct, a scorching ground ball. Nice.
A lot of my golf shots are worm burners.
That's right. Let's see.
Because I suck.
What's an Uncle Charlie?
And Uncle Charlie is when you hit a fly ball into a gopher hole.
It's also a curveball.
What's it called?
An Uncle Charlie.
An Uncle Charlie? I'm pretty sure it's a fly ball that goes into a gopher hole, but whatever.
All right, we got Josh uses this one all the time. A twin bill.
Oh, I got a twin bill. That means doubleheader.
No, that's right. Tools of ignorance.
Is a Phillips head screwdriver.
It apparently means catcher's equipment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's a battery?
What is a battery?
Like the battery in baseball.
Oh, the battery. That's that area in Atlanta with all the bars.
Yes.
No, is that like your group of players? Like you got a battery of pitchers.
That's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
The battery is a pitcher and a catcher pairing.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
also
that's
known
right.
as battery mates.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's good. That's good.
What about a crooked number? You know, crooked number?
I should know that one. I've heard that before. A crooked number is when you throw an immaculate inning, but then they do that little thing where they search your fingertips and they find something they don't like. Then they go, immaculate inning, no more. And they got to. But back in the old days when they would score games, the pencils didn't have erasers, which is why that dude for the Phillies had that bat that looked like an eraser. It was an ode to the early days of baseball. But before they had the eraser, they used to have to just scratch it out and it ended up looking like a crooked number. Is that correct?
A team's inning run total Greater than 0 or 1.
Yep. I should have known that. Oh, I should have known that.
You've heard this term thrown around a lot around here, too. Rob likes this one. Cup of coffee.
Oh, I love it. The guy is here for a cup of coffee. That means he played like one game in the pros and then never played again.
A short time spent by a minor league player in the big leagues.
Yeah, a guy was there for a cup of coffee.
Victor Madero's perfect example of a cup of coffee.
He's our cup of coffee guy in the pros.
Cup of coffee. Went up for a game, pitched 2 innings, came back.
Got him a cup, came on down.
Yeah. This is a good one. I always like this slang term in baseball. A pickle.
Is that when you're caught in between the baselines?
Pretty much a
Tagging
rundown.
situation? Yeah, rundown.
Yeah, rundown. So.
Everybody knows that. That's an easy one. You got any more Baltimore chops in there?
Let's see.
I'm going to hit you with the Baltimore chop.
What's a rhubarb?
Oh, I've heard that before. You like it.
I'm sorry, I have never heard it called this ever.
That's when an infielder has a ball grounded to them and it gets stuck in their glove, and they have to throw the whole glove to the first baseman in an attempt to get him out.
I wish that there was something like that in this, but a rhubarb is a fight or a scuffle.
Yeah.
I've never heard it called a rhubarb before. What a weird thing. A seeing eye single.
Seeing eye single is a single that the defense screwed up and gave to you.
You know, now this is actually something we've seen Nolan Shauna will hit quite a bit of here. A seeing eye single, a soft ground ball that finds its way between fielders for a base hit.
Oh, that dude's the king of seeing eye singles.
100%.
That was my favorite part of his game. I am a seeing eye single lover, and I'm just now figuring this out. I love guys that hit the seeing eye single.
Can you tell me what okay, I'll just do these next 4 right here. Shoestring catch.
That's a catch made down by your feet, bending over.
The show.
The major leagues.
Small ball.
Like bunting and moving players base to base as opposed to hitting home runs.
One base at a time. That's right. Often with a sac fly or a bunt. Snowman.
Snowman, that's an 8.
Yeah, when they hang a snowman, 8 run in an inning. Southpaw.
Lefty.
Sweet spot.
The spot that I hit the ball very well at.
The part of this competition you're in, you've hit like 6 in a row.
So many.
Table setter.
Table setter is the starting pitcher.
No.
I don't know.
It's a batter whose job it is to get on base for others to drive him in.
Oh, duh. That's a good one. Set the table. Oh, man.
What's a tater?
Tater is when you ever see those dudes hit foul balls where they try to get out of the way, but then it hits the knob.
Yeah.
And then it goes fair. That's a tater.
Tater's a home run.
Nah. Tater should be what I described. Tater should kind of stink.
Here you go.
What happened? He tatered me, man.
What's a Texas leaguer?
I've heard that before.
We see a bunch of them here in minor league baseball.
Dang, he's a scrub.
It's a blue pit that drops between an infielder and an outfielder.
Oh.
We've seen a lot of those.
They must have big outfields in that Texas league.
Painting the black.
Strike zone. Right on the edge. Getting on the edge of the strike zone.
Yeah, basically hitting the edge of the plate. All right. Ooh, on the screws.
Oh, that means that the ball was not caught by the catcher. It deflected off. It hit the umpire, and he's now having an equipment malfunction. One of the screws from his chest protector has dislodged, and we're going to have to stop the game to repair this.
Or when a batter makes ideal contact.
Oh, that too.
Here's one.
Yep.
A nubber.
A nubber. Well, that's actually... Greg Maddox told a pretty good story about it. He used to give a pretty good nubber, but I don't know.
A batted ball at the end of the bat. That does not travel very far.
No, that's a tater.
No, tater's a home run.
Oh, whatever.
All right, we'll call it there. We got through a lot of them. There you go.
Oh, hey, I sat down too quick. I about gave myself a nubber, dude. Hold on.
If you don't behave these last few minutes, I'm going to have to give you the old Baltimore chop. So, was that what it was called? Let me go back and see.
I imagine this is what it looks like after you receive a Baltimore chop. It looks like. No, sorry. After you receive a Baltimore chop, you just.
Like those old spy movies, like in Austin Powers.
And you can't see it down here, but my arm was just dangling and swinging.
It's just overly exaggerated, like Austin Powers when he judo
Go
chops
ahead,
someone.
hit me with a Baltimore chop real quick.
Watch out!
And then a slow fall down the wall.
Sorry, I got to fine tune that. That was more like a New England, more Upper East.
It was more in what was that? Virginia City, maybe Alexandria.
Yeah,
area.
it was a little farther.
There
east
wasn't no
out there,
Baltimore
so.
chop.
It wasn't Baltimore. Sorry.
That chop ain't.
I'll
never been
tune
out
it up,
the
dude. I haven't
suburbs,
practiced
boy.
in a while. We got any comments to go before we get out of here?
Nope.
Just flying solo here.
Oh wait, hold on. What's that one right over there? All right.
I have a family.
This man's got kids.
Hey, man, Cole asked us how we were doing. We're doing great, Cole.
Hey, buddy.
Hope you're doing well. Virgil says, just remembered that Landon Marceau was also traded. Oh, gosh,
Virgil. He goes, the Baltimore chop sounds like a wrestling finisher.
it does, dude. That could be yours.
I think Roddy Piper invented the Baltimore chop. I think that was his.
Bob Olin, dude. Bob, you trying to get put in timeout? You retracted a message. Probably thought better of it.
Hey, Bob. You want more message retraction away from a healthy old Baltimore chop to the brainstem, pal.
He also said, talking about your messy trip, he said, be thankful you don't have a daughter who wanted Taylor Swift tickets, said me, declaring bankruptcy.
See, I'm trying to get my expensive things, bucket list. Lionel Messi is my Taylor Swift. I was up for 2 days excited. I got a T-shirt with his name on it, that was my thing.
Did you see the story? And I don't watch him very often. I just happened to see this on Twitter last week. Stephen A. Smith talking about how he had to treat his daughter and 10 friends to Taylor Swift, or he had to buy 10 tickets. He was like, yeah, his daughter went and told her friends that her dad would take care of their Taylor Swift tickets. So he had to spend $20,000 on Taylor Swift tickets. No, you don't. Like, your daughter's a teenager. If she says that you don't have to buy them. I would have told every single one of them no.
Yeah, but Stephen A., everyone knows how much money he makes.
So?
He's one of those guys.
Doesn't mean he has to buy his
friends. Yeah, but then
friends.
it's like, well, hey, $20K for me is like a lot of money. I mean, we know Stephen A. down the road makes, 11.5 a year, so...
Mm-mm.
Did you hear about Stephen A? He's not going to buy the kids tickets now. Wow. That's really nice.
Also,
on the kid's birthday. Can you just see the PR nightmare from the HOA when the word goes around?
In the same neighborhood as Stephen A. Smith, you can afford Taylor Swift tickets.
No, great point. Great point. But still, I mean, if you go to the same school as Stephen A.'s kids, you might be a doctor. You might make a nice paycheck.
Yeah.
You're not making 11.5.
That's true. That's true.
You're making that skip.
Can you imagine,
Bayless
they just
money.
rotate? So, hey, Stephen A. got the Taylor Swift tickets this year. What are you guys getting on the birthday next year?
Oh, dude, if you're Stephen A., you're waiting for all 9 of those kids' birthdays to come around. You're going to get a detailed, invoice of everything that they supplied to your kid. You know it. You're like, oh, wow, really? Okay. Water park? Cool. That's fair. Yeah. I spent $20,000. Yeah. You rented a room at Big Kahuna's. Cool. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Your birthday's next month, Billy. Remember that.
Okay, water park, restaurant.
We already been to Big Kahuna's.
2023 Mercedes. Yeah, I don't think. All right, whatever. Fine. All right. Okay. Dinner at Ruth's Chris. All right. Kids don't do that.
I brought all of you guys to a concert for my daughter's birthday. That's weird. That's crazy. I gave all of you guys presents.
They were $2,000 a piece. He bought 10 of them.
It's a drop in the bucket for the guy.
Can you imagine?
He can do it. He can pull it off.
Can you imagine you having to buy you and your brother plus 8 of those 14-year-old little Mexican boys tickets to that Lionel Messi match?
Dude, I went up to get a drink, and my brother told that little kid, he was like, hey, man, how'd you get your ticket? He's like, I don't know, but it's really expensive. He's like, how'd you get yours? He's like, my mom bought it for me. He's like, oh, man, she spent a lot of money. He's like, oh, my God, I didn't know she spent so much. I didn't even make my bed this morning. Do you see how much English he had at this point of knowing him? At first, he just said Messi and then smiled.
But that's a great, defense mechanism if you're a kid sitting amongst people. His uncle probably told him, hey, you don't speak English down there, right? Nobody,
probably.
That's probably exactly what it was. And then the more you guys started, acting like drunk idiots at a soccer match, he probably let his guard down a little bit.
I was
He
skeptical
was like,
the whole time.
these are cool drunk idiots. Let me hang out with them.
I know. I was afraid to let my guard down because I wanted to love him because he had this bowl cut too. He just looked like, God, I want this kid to follow me around forever and just see what things he says.
Oh.
But at the same time, I'm like, man, this feels like it could be a 34-year-old dude.
Yeah.
And he's just like waiting for the right moment to like see a number on the back of my phone and he's going to have my identity. Like, I just know it.
Dude, I'm serious. That guy at the World Cup that one time where he took a big rip off a cigarette and then people were making a big deal about it because he looked like he was 11. He ended up being like a 30-year-old dude.
Yeah.
You probably could have been, can I say catfished? Like, you were pretty much catfished.
Maybe. Puffer fished.
But fair.
It's a different one. Different fish. Clown fished.
Yeah, fair. That's another good one. So before we get out of here, again, 6 more games here at Toyota Field. We have 12 total. We got 6 this week starting tomorrow. We got 6 on the first week of September. Come out here. We have a lot of really cool stuff we're giving away. Starting tomorrow, we have a beach tote.
We got a beach tote, folks.
That's right.
All right. Now, yeah, Messi was an attraction in Nashville. Well, it's beach tote night at the Pandas. I mean,
not only that, you got a beach tote night tomorrow. You have the last all-you-can-eat Wednesday at the park. Wednesday. Yeah, see? I believe also this week, I don't want to get my dates wrong, so I'm not going to say what dates they are until you correct me.
Go ahead.
We have a yard glass coming up.
Yes.
Where it's like a 3-foot glass.
It's a 16-ounce, like them glasses you see in like New Orleans or Vegas with the long straw, and it's colorful, and it's like, kind of shaped like an hourglass, and it's usually got some fruity drink in it. And one of those things. So we'll be giving away those.
We're giving away a car shade.
We're giving away a car. Dude, is there a better time to receive a car shade?
This is the perfect
I got it
week.
in my car this morning, and just the little bit of metallic, I don't know, whatever, on the window button. I went to press it down just to click it so it would go down on its own, and I don't think I have fingerprints anymore. I could rob a bank.
I went to open my car to go to lunch, and I heard a voice. It was probably God that was like, you probably shouldn't do that. And I was like, wait, what was that? And then my car was like, vroom, vroom, and then I got in the car, and it was really hot.
Dude,
Tried to warn me.
Every surface just boiling. So Thursday night, look, do your stuff. I have never owned a car shade in my life.
You're getting old because old people own car shades, myself included.
I am pumped about this car shade. Do yourself a service. Get a car shade for your car. Sport the Trash Pandas right there in their window, and save the interior of your car like 7,000 degrees.
I'm a genius, and you're welcome. You know what we're going to do with our car shades?
What are you going to do?
No, me and you. We're going to get our car shades?
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
It's going to fix our complexion problem.
Look, this shade is
and I don't know about you, but I'm actually sweating.
It is hot in here. It is a versatile shade. This shade will create shade not only in a car, but in a mobile recording studio. This will create shade in...
hopefully a press box.
Okay, we haven't tested it really many places.
I said hopefully.
But if it works in a car, it probably work in a lot of places.
And then our final homestand, we have a Sunday D bobblehead that we're giving away. So in a couple weeks, we'll be able to have that for you. We've got 4 fireworks shows left, 2 this week, 2 our final homestand. So if you guys want more information on when those things are happening, when which giveaway specifically is going down, get on the website, trashpandasbaseball.com, and check that out there. If you guys want to if you guys have a group of people that want to come out that's 20 or more, let us know. We can get you some additional group perks like getting a shout-out, getting your group name on the video board, and things like that.
Hey, if you want to pull a Ferris Bueller and skip work or something like that and go to a baseball game, September 6th, it's a Wednesday, 11:05, final day game of the year.
There you go.
All right? Not including the Sunday, which I think is like a 2:35 game.
2:35, yeah.
This is a weekday day game, last one of the year. Go ahead, start coughing now. Maybe clear your throat.
Well,
set the table.
For 2 weeks from now? I don't know about that. Maybe next week.
You can never start too early. All right, set the table, dude.
Can.
What's the number one batter's job? Get on base. All right? Now, can that 9-hitter benefit? Yeah, you're right. He's far down the order, all right? But he might benefit from him setting the table, right? Set the table for your sick day, all right? I used every absence a school gave me from 8th grade all the way through college. Every single time, all right? You're talking to the pro. You're talking to the best in the game. Set the stage now. Start coughing. Start, laying crumbs. All right. So on September 6th, when you call in, they're going to go, look, man, hey, Frank's been pumping it, dude. He's been working his butt off last 2 weeks, and he's been sick too. Have you noticed? And he just finally couldn't take it anymore. You know what? I salute Frank. That guy's a hero. That guy is a legend. Be like Frank, okay? Don't just call and be like, oh, I'm sick, I can't come in. And then everyone goes, oh, yeah, Billy's got salmonella. What are the odds? What a stupid excuse. He's probably going to the ball game. Don't be that guy.
Pick your date, get out here, say hi to me and Ricky, just come and enjoy another ball game here at Toyota Field. Until then, we're going to try, since we only have 2 homestands left, we're going to try to get a player on again on Wednesday and on Friday. Hopefully we'll have Sonny D on at some point. He was supposed to come on last homestand, so I think we should be able to get him in one of our next 4 shows where we're at home. But until then, we'll see you Wednesday. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. It's been the Bullpen.
Hey, this green stuff on my shirt dried up pretty well. I think I can maybe go the rest of the